Bar Weep Grana Weep Nilly Bong, and welcome back to my channel. And today we'll be checking out Floaty No Crotches Yellow Update. We'll also take a look at FlameToys' take on a Shattered Glass Megatron, I think, and then we'll also take a look at Rising Stars Stunticons that are coming, and Vectron Labs gives us an update. Wow, who'd have thunk it? All this and much more coming up in the next few minutes.
And now the news. Don't touch that dial.
Kicking off today then with an update on a story that I covered last year. Now, when the merger first got announced, I did cover the fact that Xbox was going to be merging with Ativision Blizzard King and whoever else is involved in all of that as well. But it's hit a few stumbling blocks along the way, with the UK and America being the biggest people to push back. But yesterday Xbox fans, if you are like me and you love your Xbox, then you will be rejoicing because the FTC got laughed out of court basically, and the CMA seems to have crumbled in the UK as well. They're now going to go and negotiate instead of arguing it out in court. Fantastic. All this looks extremely positive and looks like the whole thing could be wrapped up as soon as next week, because the deadline, I believe, is July the 18th to get this whole thing wrapped up. So we could have a fair few new games coming to Game Pass next week. Fan dabby dozy. Unfortunately, this means we probably will not see the Transformers games up on Game Pass, although I would have loved to have seen War for Cybertron and also seeing Devastation up there. I have Devastation on my PlayStation, but I would love to go through it on my Xbox. So yeah, it's a shame I don't think we'll ever see those games, because Activision just don't have the rights to do the Transformers games, which is why they were all delisted. But I will get to play my Tony Hawks. Yes! And we also have a bit of an update from Ramen Toys, whose Red Gullwing is in its final QC stages. So they're going to be looking to ship this out in July. If you don't know what Red Gullwing is, it's basically their take on Mask, and it is Matt Tracker's vehicle. And it looks pretty damn good, but it's pretty pricey. So have a look, check it out. Pre-orders are still up and available, I believe, on that bad boy. Show Z had a couple of interesting posts this week. So if you know about Half the Battle Toys released these kind of little mini micro figures. They don't transform, but they are really cool little cute Transformer things, where you seem to have to now put them all together and then you can paint them all up at home. So a little bit like Warhammer, I guess, for Transformer fans, but it is really cool. I love the way that these things look, and it's great to see these kind of being a bit more mass produced. I believe they were just kind of 3D printed before and they'd show up at conventions. Someone might correct me, but I think this is the first time that any of the Half the Battle Toys stuff has appeared on Show Z, and it looks pretty damn nice. Also showing up there is Mechfans Toys' take on Rodimus Prime, and this is a metallic looking bad boy, and I really like the way that this one looks. It's been a while since I picked anything up from Mechfans Toys, and seeing this in its super shininess, I like it. I really do like the way that looks, especially in its alt mode. I always think that the test of a true Rodimus is how good is that alt mode, and that is pretty damn nice. So I might pick this bad boy up. Are you going to TFCON Toronto? And do you want to turn your RC into CYKILL? Then guess what? Now you can, because ages 3 and up are happy to reveal at TFCON Toronto 2023 the custom class figure this year will be Bike Robo. So this is where you're going to be able to transform Transformers Legacy Arcee into a new character, and that new character being CYKILL. So all the supplies you'll need to paint and customize and everything are going to be available on ages 3 and up and in the convention itself. This is a really cool looking custom figure that you're going to be able to do yourself at home quickly before Hasbro go, ooh, that's a good idea. Also at the convention, you are going to be able to pick up this bad gal. This is the Lady Eris looking like an Armada Megatron. I have the TFCON take on this. I still haven't picked up this figure and I really need to. This is going to be available at the convention and it's just absolutely gorgeous. One of my favorite figures in my collection is my Lady TFCON, the TFCON version, and this one, sorry, Lady Eris, the TFCON version, and this just looks incredible as well. I love just the little changes that they made to give it that Armada Megatron flavor. Have you already picked this figure up? Let me know your thoughts on this one down in the comments, and all you lucky people at Toronto, pick this up. Moving over to the world of LEK Customs. Yes, LEK Customs, the best cell shader out there, has now finished Raiden, and I promised you some pictures when we saw the whole bad boy put together, and look at it. Just look at the work that he's been able to do there. Absolutely amazing. I love this guy's work. This is the Raiden from Moon Studio, and it is just a thing of beauty. Looks like it's just walked straight out of the anime. Absolutely fantastic, as always, from LEK. Do you like Beast Wars Trans Metal? Do you like Beast Wars Trans Metal Rattrap in a whole host of different colors? Then right now, Transart Toys have got you covered with these super shiny metallic finish figures of Rattrap, looking absolutely outstanding, I have to say, in both modes, and all of these different colorways from the different versions of this over the years. And I think this is a great looking figure. When it comes to Beast Wars, I have to say I do prefer the trans metal versions, the kind of robotic rather than the filthy flesh type formers, and I don't know what would hold me back from picking this up. If you are a trans metal fan, I would definitely recommend this one. Transart have done quite a few different things recently, and all their figures just look absolutely beautiful if you're into this kind of style of Transformer. Moving over to Vectron Labs, who showed off their latest images of Devastator, and yeah, I know where they're coming from. I know exactly where they're coming from with this. If you check out the pictures of the G1 and the comic versions as well, you do see that bend in Mixmaster there. Is it nice to look at? No. I have to say, I think I've got very used to Mixmaster maybe being a little bit smaller and the knees being there. It's an interesting take. It's very accurate, and for those of you who are G1 accuracy all the way, you must be loving it. I'm hoping for a little bit more detailing, but I guess in the G1 comics there wasn't. It's not gonna be for everybody. It's probably not for me. I do like it to be a little bit more detailed. I'm not a whole G1 cartoon accuracy guy. It doesn't have to be, especially if it means that everything's going to be all smoothed out the way that this looks to be. But it's certainly an interesting take. Let me know your thoughts on this one down in the comments. Rising Star are still coming with their take on the Stunticons, and this is going to be their Dragstrip with a nice little blue face. Looks like it's nicely articulated. I haven't picked up any of these just yet, so let me know if you have and what's the quality like. FlameToys have showed off a Shattered Glass Megatron from their Kura line. I'm not sure about this one. I like the way that Shattered Glass Megatron looks, and this one, and to be fair, I usually like what they do with the figures in this line, but this doesn't hit for me. Let me know your thoughts on this one down in the comments, but for me, nah. If you watch YouTube or anything, then you will have seen that this week is Amazon Prime Day, week, whatever, the sales over at Amazon, and Transformers and Hasbro have took full advantage of this, reminding everybody that they've forgotten the true meaning of Prime Day. Beautiful, well done, Hasbro. And if you are over on Amazon, then you might be able to pick yourself up Rise of the Beasts. Now, I think digital and physical maybe, but either way, you do get a lot of deleted scenes now with alternative endings, and also one where Prime fights Mass Transit, or Transit, whatever the hell he's called, the bus that turns into the Decepticon, which is a really interesting video. But what I think is even more interesting is the setup for that. I will go and watch that. That one clip is highly available on YouTube, and Prime goes into the reason why he's a little bit more ruthless, and I think that sets things up very, very nicely for why he's such a moody bastard as we go through the movie. Again, I keep saying with Rise of the Beasts, there's a good cut of it out there somewhere with less filthy flesh creatures. We spoke a little bit before about G1 accuracy in figures and how I really don't care too much about that these days. And one of the figures that, well, two of the figures that put me off that this year were the figures of Trailbreaker and Hoist. Basically, their G1 accuracy let them down, especially in the crotch and floaty appendages department. And this is going to be the kind of coming together of the two really in Riggorus. So Riggorus is the yellow version of Trailbreaker, who is a Decepticon or Destron combat surgeon. So this is going to be your M56 plus. I love the color scheme, but all in all, I'm not a big fan of the figure. Let me know if you are going to be picking this one up. I really think that Hoist and Trailbreaker has been such a letdown, and there's plenty better versions of those figures out there with, well, crotches. So that is everything from me on this Transformers Wednesday. If you're new around here, think about giving me a like, a share, and a subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Alright team, in a bit. Peace!